Welcome back everybody to another video, and in this video, I'm going to be giving all of you guys 11 reasons why the Detroit Lions will beat the Minnesota Vikings. Let's get into it. Alright, let's get this thing started. So basically, I came up with 11 reasons why the Detroit Lions will beat the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I think like one or two of these on this list aren't very good, so those are like lower on the list. But other than that, most of these reasons are pretty good, and one of them was kind of like a filler because I really didn't know what else to put there. If you guys have any other reasons, let me know in the comments below that I may have missed. But otherwise, I'm going to get this thing started. Starting off, coming in at number 11, the 11th reason why the Detroit Lions should beat and will beat the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday is because Marvin Jones is outstanding versus the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, we've seen it time and time again. Marvin Jones has played great over his career with the Detroit Lions versus the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, we've seen some crazy plays. The most memorable one, in my opinion, is the one on Thanksgiving against the Minnesota Vikings when he threw it basically into double coverage. Dude comes down with it, runs into the end zone. I don't know how you do that, Marvin, but he usually has a really good day against the Minnesota Vikings. And as you can see, I put it at number 11 because he wears number 11, just like the thumbnail. Okay, I know y'all get what I'm doing there. Next up, coming in at number 10, because he doesn't wear number 10, instead he wears number 33, I'm still going to throw him in here. Kerryon Johnson will have a big play, okay? He's due to have a big play. He really hasn't had a big play much of the season, okay? And he's really been stuffed for most of the year. So maybe not only will he have a big play, but he also may have a big day. Okay, anyways, he could have a big play. We need a big play from the running game. I see him breaking one with an aggressive defense like the Minnesota Vikings. I can see him just popping a hole and getting a big play. Next up, coming in at number 9 is Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford has been amazing up to this point in the season, and I think he's going to be even better against the Minnesota Vikings, okay? I see a big game from him from touchdown point of view. I think him and Darrell Bevel are going to start working this out because they understand, hey, look, okay, yes, whatever you want to say about the refs last week, we should have scored more. Let's go score some touchdowns. Now, it wasn't on him, but Darrell Bevel, he's going to lock in some creative plays just like he started off versus the Green Bay Packers. I see a lot of crazy things coming. You'll see a little bit why more in a second, okay? Next up, coming in at number 8, the NFL refs, they got to be pretty good, okay? They got to keep it somewhat even because I'm not trying to bash on the refs here. I'm not like still salty or anything. I'm just saying all eyes are going to be on this game, at least for most of the league. If they have another game like the Green Bay game where it's controversial like this, you don't think there's problems now? There's going to be a big problem with the referee type of deal. So they will be at least somewhat consistent. They'll try to make it somewhat balanced. And if they don't, I think there's going to be a lot of problems. So I guess that comes in number 8. Now, coming in number 7, this is a big statement game for Matt Patricia, okay? He's had a few of those, but this is a huge one, okay? Because Matt Patricia is now coming off of back-to-back losses, and whether or not you think it's their fault that he has, so now he's going to play a team in the Minnesota Vikings who's a divisional opponent. Where he's sitting right now, some people want to say this is a must-win game, and I think this is an opportunity for Matt Patricia to go out there, have his team make a statement on Sunday and say, look, y'all can't hold us back. We are about that life. And they go out there and ball. And this would be a really good look for Matt Patricia because, as we know, some people still don't buy into what Matt Patricia's doing. And I am. I know that some people don't. Matt Patricia has a big opportunity to make a statement on Sunday. Now, coming in at number 6, Lions fans will be ridiculous. It is in Ford Field after last week. I expect these fans to be even better than before. And especially if you get off to one of those hot starts like we have been, there's no reason that this crowd isn't amped, okay? This crowd should be insane. A couple of big plays will get them on their feet. We need to force some turnovers to make it even louder in there, put the pressure on the Minnesota Vikings because, hey, I was at the Chargers game, and there was one time where they called a timeout, and I think it was because of us yelling. I'm telling you guys, I think that's what it was. We were loud. They need to keep that energy going into the game. Next up, coming up, we have Matt Prater at number 5. Matt Prater against the Minnesota Vikings has been phenomenal. A whole bunch of big moments for the Detroit Lions, okay? My most memorable one is when Matthew Stafford has the ball out of the gun. 10 seconds to go, they're down by 3. He's got it at about his own 25, I believe. Steps up, fires a dot right over the middle. They get down and they spike it. Matt Prater has one chance from 58 yards in it to overtime. And what does he do? What Matt Prater always does, knocks it right through. That rhymed. I didn't even mean for it to. Oh, hold me back. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting it. Coming in at number 4, the Lions are going to have a little bit of help on the injury front versus the Minnesota Vikings most likely. Now, the Detroit Lions are dealing with injuries of their own, and they need to get healthy. But the Minnesota Vikings have also had players coming up with injuries. And at this part of the season, that's when you start to kind of expect these type of things. And we've seen a couple of them, okay? So the linebackers, Ben and Cantrell, those guys are both injured. And they may be out. They may play, though, injured. But there's also some other really good players in Minnesota Vikings defense who I don't think will miss, but they could be playing a little bit tweaked, right? I mean, a lot of players do, but they are definitely being limited in practice at times. So we'll see how that plays out, but hopefully the Detroit Lions can catch a break here because they've had to deal with some injuries recently. Hopefully they can get some help here. You always take it. I mean, you got to take it. Next up, coming in at number trace, Laquan Treadwell. Thank you, Laquan, for giving us this motivation.
You need to go on the road to beat Detroit, all right? It's a big division game on the road. We'll see you when.
To go out there and beat you guys by saying easy done. We appreciate it. Lions, write that down. Put a sticky note on your forehead. I don't know what you got to do. Anything. Laquan Treadwell said this. Laquan Treadwell, out of all players, said this. Go out there and spank them. Go out there and smack the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, just as more motivation. Thank you, Laquan. Next up, coming in at number 2. Lions really can't afford to lose this game. Yes, they can mathematically still get in. And yes, the season's not over. If they lose, I'm not going to say, oh, the season's over. But the Lions also could be in a really tough spot if they do lose this game. So they understand, hey, this is a big win for us. It's a divisional game. These are always big games. We need to go take care of business. And finally, coming in at number 1. Trey freaking Flowers is going to go off. I'm telling you, I'm calling it right now. Last week, okay, everybody knows about last week, how upset the players were. Not just Trey, Tracy Walker, Detroit versus everybody. That kind of thing, right? Trey Flowers, you could tell he was kind of heated after that game. I need you to let off all that steam in your head against the Minnesota Vikings, okay? And guess who he's going up against, most likely? Riley Reef. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it. Let me hear your thoughts, comments below. Thank you, Pat, for stopping in. Thank you, Pat, for watching, and I'm out.